And this is Karen, encouraging you to join us the second Saturday of every month for our United We Strike, United We Win Marathon. Don't buy, don't comply, ask why. Don't buy anything from multinational corporations or anything you don't research for yourself. Don't comply by keeping your money in institutions that deal in derivatives or war profiteering. And ask why. Why am I here and what am I doing? Am I part of the problem or the solution? We need to get to the heart of the matter. We need your energy, folks. Help us. Every single 15th of the month, we want you there. UnitedWeWin.me, also streamed on Wolf Spirit Radio. Thank you for your time. Power to the people through peaceful unity.
IC Radio Network and UWS strongly promote the use of grassroots patriot music. Please drop us a line and we'll play your music.
I want another day, I want another way. I wanna feel like it's Saturday morning and there ain't no school today. I wanna have it back, all that I've lost. And I would use a gun and live on the run if that were the cost. 'Cause this ain't right, this ain't good. I don't need someone to tell me what I can't do and what I should. I wanna opt out of the life I'm in. And if I had to tell you what went wrong, I wouldn't know where to begin. I wanna be free, wouldn't that be neat? I wanna drive my car without a seatbelt and have a smoke after I eat. I wanna see men stand up and say, we've had enough and we're taking back our country here today. 'Cause this ain't right, this ain't good. I don't need someone to tell me what I can't do and what I should. I wanna opt out of the life I'm in. And if I had to tell you what went wrong, I wouldn't know where to begin. Don't you remember our brothers that died for you and me? Please don't give up your freedoms for false security. Yeah, this ain't right, this ain't good. I don't need someone to tell me what I can't do and what I should. I wanna opt out of the life I'm in. And if I had to tell you what went wrong, if I had to tell you what went wrong, I wouldn't know where to begin.
You're listening to the International Community Radio Network.
Yeah, hi. This is Detlev of Wake News Radio here in our United We Strike Radio Marathon, April 13th, 2013. Welcome to our English-speaking part. Well, I had 2 hours in German now, starting the radio marathon as usual from Switzerland. And we are entering now a global, well, actually we are against the globalists, but we are acting global. And we will have great hosts and guests today on our radio marathon. And we will listen to fantastic people and topics which are, so important for everybody. And in the first couple of hours in German, we discussed the topic of the New World Order rejected. And, from our point of view, every day, it becomes clearer and clearer the so-called elites want to control us even better by implementing their population control or their eugenics program called New World Order, which will be a centrally directed world government by only a few, which I like to call dominant insane minority. Those are psychopaths who want to fully control military and police forces and, banking, obviously. They are control tool number one by chipping everybody. We actually learn every day. I mean, Sweden is one of the nations where it's happening currently that cash will be abolished. Only digital fiat money, debt-based fiat money with implemented chips will be forced on us so they can fully control us. Yeah, and they want to put their hands into our pants and direct all humans as slaves by their will. And if we let this happen, we will lose all freedom which is left to us and humanity, which will come to an end eventually if we don't act, if we don't refuse, if we don't reject this new world order. Yeah, we discussed that their plans are to control the world by implementing certain regions, which we all know, which is, for instance, the European Union, which is not a system set up by the people. It is a system set up by the elites, controlled by the elites. The implementation of the euro was a Bilderberg decision, made by those who are working for the dominant insane minority in order to force their government upon us. And you are aware of the North American Union, which will possibly include also the South American continent. And we are also aware of the Asian Union, which is possibly directed through the Australian part, and of course the African Union, which would include all those countries which are located there, and they are busy implementing their war machinery there in order to force the people into their system. That is one of their ways to put their will upon us by putting fear amongst the people, by implementing this crazy warmongering, which is taking place, for instance, by the way, currently through North Korea, which is supposed to be able to attack the U.S. This is a matrix media boasting information, and the more you read about it, the more ridiculous it becomes, because, North Korea got their, if they have it, nuclear weapons through those who are now being threatened. So this is, most possibly a false flag attack. Yeah, but we discussed also, implementations for us as people, as humans, and one of the major ways to destroy humanity was by implementing, their society changes. So they try to get rid of the family structures all over the place, especially in the Northern European areas and also in the US, I guess. And they forced, people to get off their homes and set up single households in order to survive. And this was also sold as a new way of living, a new way of creating your own fantastic material world, and thus, being part of the world which we are living in now and which we are experiencing, and also bringing us all into debt. And the debt base is something which is really, destroying our society, because it forces everybody who is in the in the building up of its own business, has to get into debt in order to make it. And even if you study, you have to pay for studying, and this is really ridiculous, because how can you do this? How can you manage this? And while you are in debt already very early on, this is really not the best thing to start off with, is it? So this is really something which everybody has to think about. And also the other way, to implement the population control, the eugenics, is by implementing also the one-child policy, which is also, being implemented, for instance, in China, whereby you would basically reduce your family immensely, and not being able to recover your whole population. And that's the way things go, and we all let it happen, and they all tell us, well, it's for the better good of us, but basically it's only to fulfill their targets, their objectives, which are written here in the Georgia Guidestones in stone. Their population objective to decrease the population of the world down to 10% of the current overall population. Yeah, we were discussing what can we do in order to get off this trap of the New World Order. And it basically means a lot of change for us. We should actually be getting conscious of this objective, of this tyranny which is put upon us. This is the only way, is by realizing what their plans are, and then basically start changing in your head, in your mind. And this is only possible by realizing the issues, and that's why we make all our radio marathons and all our websites and all our blogs, in order to distribute the information all over the world, in order to put some thoughts amongst our fellow humans who are not yet awoken, who have not realized yet that they are living in a matrix which is, constructed in order to keep us in a dungeon, if you want to. And I think this is something which is very important for us to realize, that we can only change the world once we've changed our mind, and this is the first step. And then it is actually pretty easy. I mean, what we need is children. I mean, if we don't have any children, how can we survive as a human race? I mean, we need to have younger people who are then implementing all the thoughts which are being discussed now and are being implemented here in our world. And this is only possible by young people who are full of life, who are not restricted by any means, and so we encourage to set up and build up families and try to escape the debt-based fiat currency, which is enslaving you, because they want to chip you. We have to refuse this chipping. We have to set up an alternative economy if you want to. There are chances, there are possibilities for all of us. For instance, here in Europe or in Germany, in the German-speaking area, we do have the so-called Rheingold. This is a system which is exchanging products and services, and you can basically create this Rheingold yourself. So you are your own bank, if you want to. You are issuing this system. And then you can exchange this versus other Rheingold members who are then basically offering their services and products, and you exchange those by using this bonus system, this voucher system. And it works. I mean, this is most probably the only way to get around this cash withdrawal, the elimination of cash money. Though there may be some reaction by the system because they don't want us to be independent, they don't want us to be self-sufficient and so forth. So we have to prepare ourselves against any of those trials that they want to suppress us. But there are ways around. I mean, this is so important that many people do go this way, and we've started this in the United We Strike movement already since a few years. I mean, we are saying don't buy, don't comply, ask why. So that is basically withdrawing from the system. This is basically it's the only way, the only peaceful way in order to get rid of the system. And if we dry it out, the system, then we can basically be our own boss, and this is very, very possible. Yeah, and this is something which we are trying, which we are enforcing, which we are discussing first, of course, and we've had some issues here in the German-speaking area. We were discussing how many people does it need to make this change, to bring forward a change, and we discussed this here, and obviously this is also about numbers, but I think, between 2 and 3% of the population are necessary in order to bring forward the necessary changes. And in Germany, for instance, the Federal Republic of Germany, which is a part of Germany, we do have election year this year, so in 2013 there's a very good chance to really bring forward our ideas and demonstrate that we are not in agreement with the tyranny and the New World Order and the fascism which they're putting upon us here, because basically what the New World Order wants, they want to abolish nationality. So nations should be abolished. They should all be, all people should be integrated into, larger, bigger entities like the European Union. But, we all feel, we all sense that this is not possible. I mean, there are so many different cultures living, from the type of people in Europe. They will never fit together. I mean, they talk different languages. They have different cultures. They have different religions. They have different, points of views. And also the euro. The euro is basically broke. I mean, the system of the debt-based fiat currency here in Europe is absolutely on the brink. and we all are actually expecting every day that this thing is breaking apart. So, I mean, that's what the New World Order wants. I mean, they want to break everything apart, but, it is also not in their intention to let this go just by itself. They want to have control also about the breaking point, if you want to. There's a lot of discussion going on, and especially in the Federal Republic of Germany, expecting the election year 2013, they are very cautious not to lean out of the window too far, so they will be chopped off the head. I mean, that is an issue, and also the growing rejection and the growing criticism of politics here in Europe, all over the countries, is remarkable, and they are very worried about people rising up. Well, they actually would like that people are rising up violently, so that they could put their force against this, because they have the force monopoly over here. That's why they want to confiscate all guns in the U.S., because they actually want you Americans to not stand against them, because it's all the same bunch of people, I mean, behind this system. So that's why we are actually trying to get all the information out to all those people who still are, hesitant, or who have not really, comprehended, or have not really realized yet what danger is coming up to them, because they still have enough money, or they can still live a decent life. But this could soon be over. I mean, nobody really realizes what this means, to not be able to use cash anymore. I mean, apart from the convenience point of view, it is, the only way to be more independent from the system is the cash. And that's why the New World Order, the banksters, the dominant insane minority, as I like to call them, are behind this, and basically want to force upon us their chipping, their cashless society, in order to also be able to break us, because they are discussing here in Europe, Europe-wide, to do the same thing as they did in Cyprus. You are aware of this. In Cyprus, they basically had a bank run. They closed the banks because they went broke. Okay, so this brought some problems for the banks and for the ruling society. So this was sort of a test area for the New World Order, for the banksters, how they would do it in the whole of Europe. And now they were discussing openly that this is the right thing to do, to bail out the banks by confiscating, the money of the people, so this is so important to realize this. Yeah, and we basically are in the midst of a system which is breaking apart, which has to break apart in order to implement their New World Order system upon us, their chipping of our living elements, because without a chip you will not be able to purchase anything in the system. So what can we do? Yeah, and they are trying to implement this system upon us here in Europe, the Cyprus system, if you want to. They're discussing, well, it could be 10%, so the issue is that this is actually just 10%. Bailout should be only 10%, but we are aware that this will be without any limits. They will take whatever they can from us, So we will have to expect a tyranny without description, basically. So we'll see what will happen, but we have to stand up before that. We need to be prepared before that, so we have to be cautious, and we have to have survival techniques in order to survive those moments of complete disaster. So this time it is not a disaster coming from the universe, like an asteroid or a meteoroid or something like that upon us, and maybe not even the nuclear threat from any nation like North Korea or somewhere else, which will be bringing us here the terror and the tyranny and the destruction. It will be the collapsing financial system, which is going to get us maybe possibly already in this year. So we'll have to be preparing. Okay, so we are nearing our the end of my half an hour in English, and we will have great guests and hosts coming up. So I'll see whether I can get Rick in here. So Rick, are you there already? Can you?
Yeah, hi mate. I'm here, ready to switch hubs.
Yeah, hi. I mean, long time no see, Rick. So
yeah,
everything going fine in Great Britain.
I've been about. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Just not so much stuff on the radio. So, so if you're familiar with the Princess Diana video and everything that went out and ended up with a lawsuit on me over that. Some fun stuff.
You're fighting the system from your point of view.
Well, we're building a physical studio as well here now. We've got some space.
Join UnitedWeStrike.com radio on the second Saturday of every month for our live international radio marathon. Don't buy, don't comply, ask why.